All right, so it's Larry Benet, Chief Connector, co-founder, saying I'm super excited. I'm here in Vegas at the Grant Cardone 10X conference. We're here in one of the Mandalay-based suites. So I met Bernt Ullman. I don't know. I guess I met you probably, was it a year ago, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, a year and a half, I think, right?
Yeah, so Bernt is a rock star when it comes to branding and licensing and business growth hacking, and has worked with brands like Jennifer Lopez and you're partners with Tommy Hilfiger. You basically took Donna Karan. You were growing that company, and you took Fubu. Where was Fubu at when you got in there?
Well, so Fubu, I think, I want to say was around maybe $40 million at the time.
What did you guys take it, a 400 or 700 million?
So around 700 retail.
Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I guess probably well over $6 billion. And then you did the largest clothing deal with Jennifer Lopez with Kohl's, $3.5 billion.
That's right.
So anyway, a lot of B's, a lot of zeros with his track record. So I'm super excited to kind of be here. So let me just ask you a question. If you had to break it down, when it comes to brand building, like you mentioned, like you've dealt with a lot of celebrities, but you said they weren't necessarily brands.
That's right.
So what is just your basic philosophy when it comes to building brands?
Well, so for all intents and purposes, what we have done and what we like to do, and I think why we've seen a lot of success with these celebrity businesses, is that we, I think, are pretty good at going in and whether it's a celebrity or even a brand, analyzing what's unique, what's special to that, let's focus on the celebrity, to that person. And we develop what we call their brand DNA.
Yeah.
So, what is your persona? What do you stand for? What's unique about you?
Okay.
And once we capture that, we can kind of harvest that and we can turn around and now we recreate it. And what we do is we create, in essence, new or incremental revenue silos, right? So if you're a celebrity, you're over here, you're famous for being a connector, a deal maker, that's your brand, that's who you are.
Right.
Well, now we kind of harvest that and we say, okay, what does that stand for? What does that embody?
Yeah.
And over here now, we go and create a whole new silo, consumer products that we can market.
Right.
And maybe there will be one day where you are no longer, active on the scene, but your brand can still live on.
Right.
So, and we've been, I think, rather successful in kind of finding those unique, specific characteristics, capture them, and then developing the product and taking it to market.
So now, your current company that you work with Greg Ryder on is called Celebrity Lifestyle Brands.
That's right.
I'm personally been fascinated by watching both celebrity brands. Like I look at guys like P. Diddy, who is an iconic figure, and like people throw all sorts of money just for him to host a party.
Oh, sure.
Or they throw money at these guys, with their vodka brands, and they sell these. It's amazing. What is it about celebrity, and why a celebrity brand is worth more than just a normal business or a normal brand?
Well, I think there are a couple of reasons. Number one is, I would say, most successful brands, actually every successful brand, really has to be aspirational and it has to be authentic.
Okay.
So when the celebrities are succeeding, it is number one because a lot of them, they are trusted by their fan base. They look up to them, so it's aspirational.
Yeah.
I look up to you, I want to emulate your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And number two, I trust you. You're an important person in my life.
Yeah.
And then now you add to that, when you have a real celebrity, really a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
So celebrities today are to a large extent measured by their social media following.
Yeah.
So it's really a new asset. And what's happening is that the successful celebrities, they have this massive following on social media, and now they can monetize it.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're saying, okay, well, have me involved with your brand.
Sure.
Your brand is now aspirational.
Right.
It's now credible because I'm authentic in the space, and I can amplify the message out to all of my fans.
Right.
So, why wouldn't these businesses be successful?
Can anyone build a celebrity? Like, can any business build a celebrity brand?
No, you can't, because again, as I said, it also has to be credible.
Okay.
So, if you are in an unaffiliated space, so you mentioned, Diddy and Ciroc as an example.
Right.
Okay, so is it credible that P. Diddy would have an understanding and a knowledge of that space, the alcoholic beverage? Yes, I would say. I think we all believe that he lives a
Right.
lifestyle where that fits really well, right?
Sure.
But if it was something entirely different, it might not be credible. And the consumers today are incredibly smart.
Right.
So they can see through it. So if you just attach a name to something, the consumers see through that does not become a successful brand.
Okay.
And therefore there has been the fair share of failed celebrity brands. That's when you're kind of missing that connection.
So what was a failed celebrity brand?
Well, there being a lot, and I don't necessarily want to call out anyone,
Okay.
but I would say I know a number of, for instance, very high-profile hip hop or rap artists that were on the height of their game,
Yeah.
and they had a massive following,
Right.
but they came out with a brand, and the reality is that these guys may not have been viewed as style icons,
Right.
and in spite of the following, in spite of their high visibility, it wasn't successful.
Would this be something similar to Donald Trump not drinking vodka and he comes out with a vodka brand and maybe it doesn't have as much success, maybe because it's not as authentic with the brand or something like that?
Well, that's an example, right? So
Okay.
that's what we're talking about. It has to be authentic. It used to be, just to add 2 cents to this, it used to be that in order to get to market,
Yeah.
you needed really to have a large national retailer
Right.
buy into the message and come on board.
Yeah.
And you placed the brand in this large national retailer, and they brought it to market. So, for instance, when we did the deal with Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony,
Yeah.
that deal was done back probably in 2010.
Yeah.
And it was a great deal with Kohl's, a large national department store.
Right.
And it was a logical way of bringing that product to market.
Yeah.
What has changed is really the whole power in that distribution dynamic has shifted.
Yeah.
And it's shifted away from the large national retailers
Yeah.
to, we the people,
Right.
right? The consumer is now in charge,
I have a
right?
question. So, like, if there was a celebrity here and let's just say this whole table was filled with different level rungs of celebrity. Some might be internet famous, some might be of music, some might be of business, whatever. Granted, each situation is probably going to be a little different, but you just made a comment. Years ago, when you did the deal with Jennifer Lopez, you went right to Kohl's.
Yeah.
When you deal with retail, every situation is probably different, but I would imagine the traditional model is someone's going to have to pick up the cost and then you got to wait to get paid by the retailer. But if you go direct to consumer, are you recommending, or are you seeing more brands now going direct to consumer because of that, and they keep more of the cash themselves?
So that's a good observation, and that is, of course, what's happening. If we are staying within the fashion space, there's still a fair amount of investment that has to be done in kind of building a credible collection and bringing it to market and still market it in a meaningful way. But yes, you're right. Of course, part of the power of direct-to-consumer is that you can create more of a vertical experience.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from the talent
Yeah.
to product direct to the consumer, and you're kind of cutting out the middleman, right? So yes, there is more money available to kind of fund it and drive the operation.
Last couple quick questions. So, just simple brand strategies that most people may either overlook, or that these are the key things that they need to focus in on to continue to build their brand. So, one of the guys that I look up to is this guy Gary Vaynerchuk, and I can tell he's done a lot to focus on the brand of Gary V.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other folks out there. It's like Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in personal development.
Yeah.
There's one Tony Robbins.
That's right.
There's a lot of talk shows. There's one Oprah Winfrey. Now, granted, Ellen has definitely done an incredible job, and I put Ellen right in that same category.
Yeah.
So, from a business entrepreneur might be watching this, what things can people soak up from the people you've worked with, which is the highest level people on the planet in terms of fame and brand, that they can implement?
So there are a couple of things that I feel that all of these really successful celebrities and celebrity brands have in common. And it really is this kind of, it's a razor sharp focus on excellence. None of them ever accept any type of deviation from what their brand message is. There is no, okay, second best is good enough or approximate is okay. No, they have a very clear vision. They have a dream.
Yeah.
And they stay laser focused on the vision and the dream. And then, because it's so pure, because it's their value system, in everything they do, they kind of deliver on this brand promise. It permeates everything they do. It's the same message, the same vision, it's the same execution, it's the same, for lack of a better term, perfectionism.
Okay.
And it creates that brand. And that's why it becomes unique.
Yeah. Because I know, like my friend Lewis House, who I'm going to get you connected with, I've seen in the last year or two just the quality of the people he's been able to interview. So there's a lot of other people that do podcasts,
right?
That but he's been able to, I don't know, break out is the right word, but I mean he's been, he got on Ellen and he's been able to hook a lot of A-list celebrities. Because I also have noticed and watched like Tony Robbins, for example.
Yeah.
When he does his marketing, you can see a lot of other celebrities or iconic brands in his marketing.
Right.
And was that another strategy that people are using to build their brand?
That is obviously a fairly simplistic and straightforward philosophy, because you cannot you elevating your brand by affiliation, right? So it's kind of the neighborhood.
Right, because when I think of you, I think of Tommy. Your partners with Tommy Hilfiger. You did stuff with Jennifer Lopez. You've done stuff with the Rolling Stones and all these amazing people. And I was like, that just elevates you. There's a lot of branding people, but I don't know that many branding people like you that have done it with all those kind of big names.
No, I appreciate that, and that's of course true. So
gives you like a halo effect or something.
To a large extent, that's exactly right. So the example you gave earlier, it's exactly true. People, I mean, that's how we, again, I was talking earlier about aspirational brands.
Okay.
So, it has to be aspirational to us. So if you are in that neighborhood, a rarefied neighborhood, by just approximation, it becomes who you are, right?
Got it. Last two things. What's the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make with building their brands?
So I don't know that there is any one singular biggest mistake, because there are many pitfalls.
Yeah.
But I think very often I will say trying to do too many things too soon, and quite frankly not understanding the power of brand. Okay. I think a lot of them. Okay, I'm launching my business. I need to focus on sales. I need to build something, and they don't understand really what branding is, and they think that branding is something, a pretty logo. But no, that's not branding. Branding is the essence of everything that you do. Mm-hmm. That's what your brand is. So, and if you don't have a clear brand message, you actually don't have a clear brand, message at all, which means you are not actually building wealth. So to me, there's a huge difference, and why I'm a huge fan of branding is there's nothing wrong with transacting. Transacting is okay, right?
Yeah.
You're doing business, you're having cash flow. But I feel it puts a lot of pressure on you, because it means that every single time you have to reinvent yourself. You just did a transaction, now you need to go another transaction. If you're building a brand, you're actually building something lasting. It's called brand equity.
Right.
And you can take that brand equity, and quite frankly, the brand equity has a value in and unto itself. If you build a real brand, number one, that has a value. If someone makes an acquisition of a real brand, they have to put something called goodwill on their books. That's the value of the brand. So you have created something lasting.
Right.
And when you have the brand, it's leverageable. Yeah. So now you can go out and you can do a licensing deal. You can do many licensing deals. So having a powerful brand, it allows you to charge more, have longer margins. It has a value unto itself. It's something you can sell. 5 years from now, you can sell it and make a ton of money.
Awesome. So let me. I'll wrap up. More personal information about you. So these are rapid, quick questions. Okay. So what's one thing on your bucket list?
One thing on my bucket list. I don't know that I have any one thing. I've had a really rich life and a lot of great stuff.
Okay.
I don't know that there's any kind of one singular thing that I'm dying to do. Maybe, there's one.
Okay.
But it's not really a bucket list thing. But I feel that my entire life, what I have done is I have traded my time for money.
Yeah.
And what I really would like to see, and what I would like to see happen, is that we get to a place where what I engage in is replicable, scalable, where I no longer have to kind of trade out my time, because to me the most precious commodity in the whole world is time.
Okay.
So yeah, so I would like very much to see, get to that space.
If you were going to give, if you're going to leave one piece of advice or just some advice on the way out for your kids or grandchildren, what would that advice be?
I think stay true to who you are and follow your dreams. Don't ever don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't be whatever you want to be. Follow your dreams. You have a right to be whatever you can be, and if you can dream it, you can be it.
That's awesome. What was your dream growing up?
Be able to support and build businesses and help other people. What I probably get a kick out of is doing the deals.
Yeah.
So maybe if there was ever, I like to be a deal maker, and I like doing, but it goes much further than that. I like actually creating value. I like creating value for others.
What's your favorite cause or charity that you get behind or you care the most about?
So that's actually probably a few different things. Right now, most recently, I have been very focused on kind of relief, I guess. We have had an exceptionally rough year with natural disasters.
Yeah.
I served on the board of something called Fashion Delivers,
Okay.
which now has morphed into something called Delivering Good.
Okay.
And Fashion Delivers was really an initiative was born out of now many years ago these hurricanes, Rita and Katrina, and it's a charity that really focused specifically on the fashion industry and brought product and relief in for all those families struck.
Okay.
And I've been very active with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So check him out. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on Facebook. What's the website you want people to go check you out at?
So what's the website that I want you to check? What's my website? Let's say it.
Is it just your name?
The website is my name.
It says Bernt
The
Ullman.
website is BerntUllman.com is the website.
There you go.
And the Instagram is I think Bullman CBA.
Yeah.
And for anyone that's watching, I'm always a big value of adding value first. So what is most important to you that others that might be watching this can help you with?
Maybe just get the message out there.
Okay.
I think that would be really helpful. Spread the word.
So share this, with your colleagues that could benefit from, his branding genius, and comment below. And go follow him on. I assume you're on Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media platforms. So follow him, comment, share, like, and I hope you enjoyed this interview. And may you connect and grow rich. Peace.
All right.
All I do is hustle.